to three, and then we're all going to clap to synchronize. 1, 2, 3. All right. It has been 2 days since your ordeal in the dormitory at Terman Hall. You have all settled in as Roy's new housemates. You've all taken your separate rooms. There has been a tension in the air due to the various events that happened a couple of days ago. People speak to each other, but it's a little bit curt, and no one has felt incredibly comfortable opening up over the last 2 days. It seems like everybody's just sort of easing back into social niceties. Monday morning, you're all asleep, and slowly each of you wakes up to either the sun coming in through the blinds or sounds coming from the kitchen or delicious smells coming from the kitchen. Actually, you are also in bed when you start hearing and smelling things, which you do find odd because, yes, you're right. Typically, you are the first one up making stuff. So go ahead. If we'll just say Roy goes first here because he's typically the first one up. Unless any of you are saying no, my character's experiencing insomnia and they're just up or whatever. Cool. All right, Jay, take it away.
Sure. Well, I guess so. But dogs still out there downstairs? Are they doing anything?
The dogs are in the room with you.
Okay. Okay.
So you're up at this point?
Yeah, and smelling something.
You're smelling coffee, and if you're not quite mistaken, bacon.
Okay. I think we were doing the layout of the house is like the bedrooms are upstairs and the living areas. Okay.
That's correct. At some point, I'll try to come up with a map that is more, you and I can maybe go over a more accurate map of Roy's place. But for now, this will be our placeholder. Yeah.
All right. So Roy gets up. He throws on something to wear. And then Richard goes out and checks the other rooms. Just kind of like he's heading through the stairs because he figured something else, like somebody else got up before him or somebody couldn't sleep or something. So he's just kind of glancing at the other doors to see, I wonder who's up.
So as you check each room, everybody seems to be sound asleep. Or perhaps they are just now starting to stir. But the takeaway is everyone is in their room.
Okay, then Roy goes and wakes up Randall quietly. Just goes in and puts a hand on his shoulder and gives him that kind of gentle little shake. And presuming Vandal wakes up to that, with his sleeper. The river was unresponsive. Yep. Is out. Okay.
I mean, you could try to make a roll to, or I don't know, you could You could try harder. You could really try to jostle him if you wanted.
Okay, when we're checking the room, like, everybody asleep, like, Christian and Sovereign sleeping in bed?
Yeah, everybody's in the room.
Okay, so you want to make sure, like, everyone is asleep in the room.
Everyone is either asleep or maybe stirring. Like you saw, if you saw movement in a bed, it was probably someone just like rolling over. Yeah, and I just replied. Yeah, so okay. So yeah, if you want to wake up Dan, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, well, awesome. And it sounds the kind of look where the not exactly recognize right off the bat who is looking at. And a little bit, just like the expression on Data's face and almost unrecognizable. Is this like a similar look to the way Vanda looked when he killed
Chelsea.
Is this like a similar thing to that? I think, yeah, I think we can. For it only lasts for a split second until Vanda comes to and makes a you know something. Roy puts his finger over his lips and the quiet motion. Then I'll like nod to understand that it's doing two inches. Okay, so we're going back to this room. And that's the gets his keys, which have the signal clicker on them. And has that in one hand. And has the pistol from the next hand. And just puts it into his waistband and just puts his shirt in there. And the back.
Okay.
Just kind of just in case. And then Kenny Wacker call out to here, so it goes back to Vandal and motions Vandal toward the guest rooms for the fucking Cherry, right? Is the name?
It's Cherry. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was a nickname. Yeah, motions to them as just like take it, get them, and then it goes downstairs. I guess that would be a stealth roll.
Go ahead and give me a stealth dex, difficulty 6. All right. You managed to get downstairs without making a sound.
Any different information?
You hear the fridge open, and then something rattle around inside, and then the fridge closes, and you hear something tap up against the stove, which sounds like a pot or a pan. You hear general kitchen noises, basically. But interestingly enough, no footsteps. And typically that floor is the kind where whether someone's barefoot or has sneakers, it just makes corresponding sounds, like the slap of a bare foot up against the tile, or the flop flop of sneakers, or the click clack of heels, or what have you.
Sure. So I found almost like any do. And he gets the clicker a couple times to bring the dogs downstairs with him. He'll be up at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then he steps into the kitchen, presuming he's going to feed Katrina.
Well, you know what happens when you presume.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm
You see exactly. You see the door open by itself and close by itself, the refrigerator door. You see a pan get pulled out of the cabinet where they're stored and then float up and then onto the stove. You see an egg float up and then break itself and then go into the pan. And you see like a plate full of bacon get pulled out of the microwave. And yeah.
Yeah, like steps just around that corner there on the map and just kind of wraps his knuckles on the countertop there a couple times. Just draw attention.
Katrina suddenly manifests and she's like, "Hi, sorry, it just I didn't mean to spook you, haha. It just sometimes when I'm concentrating on a bunch of different things, I don't remember to make myself visible." And it's kind of like, if there's no one around and it's not disturbing, like I don't bother, you know what I mean? And typically I used to do this for the college kids, so I didn't want them seeing me anyway. Do you have uh whole milk or just 2%?
Oh, right, shakes his head and holds it. It's just
And she waves her hand. She's like, "Oh, no big deal. I'll make do."
Max goes over and he hands the dogs off, basically like brings them down from over, and they go over to lay down and do their thing. Yeah, he'll like hold up a finger, just say, hold on a second, and then go basically tell everyone else, hey,
Okay. The dogs whine a little bit because it's been 2 days, but they still really can't understand what's going on with Katrina. Like they see her but don't smell her, and that's really weirding them out. So
when Lloyd comes around upstairs, Daniel's a little like walking up behind him. He mutters the story and was going to figure out on his jacket. He's going right outside. And as he's up in front of it, I am going to finish it.
man, it's got a bladder like an infant.
And, is that Roger or anybody else like?
That is up to Becky and Cherry. Right on.
A couple of days and she's probably like dozing, not really wanting to get up because that means she'll be awkward downstairs.
Yep. So Katrina is
and then actually comes over and helps.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I've got this.
He just gives her like a
And she doesn't, she doesn't push the argument any further. She just says, like, it's the least I can do for you letting me stay here. And then she actually looks around before anybody else comes to the kitchen, and she says, Actually, while I've got you here, I just can I tell you something and you won't say anything to anyone else?
He nods and pats himself down and realizes he didn't bring his phone downstairs to talk over that. So he goes over to a high floor and pulls out a pen and just writes down, while you're in my house, you can always
Thank you.
say the word.
Yeah. Look, just
Except it doesn't matter because she's a ghost.
right. Yeah. The door is literally always open for her.
We should have something where if she's up and doing things before who knows, like not to go to sleep, but like if she's doing things, put like a sock on the banister so someone busting in.
If she's doing things, huh? Anyway.
I don't know, the last time we were staying in the kitchen, we had like a drunk trip. So,
Yeah, but a fun one. Yeah, for real. So before the rest of the group comes in, so things have understandably been kind of weird around here. People are just kind of tense. The air is really tense. You could cut the tension with a knife. And being a spirit, I feel it more than people do. And I don't know if you know this, but emotions are kind of what, well, we eat them for for lack of a better term. We feed on emotion. That's how we get our sustenance. And you know that old saying, you are what you eat? That doesn't stop when you die. So basically, the longer things stay tense in here, um, the worse off my mood gets. And like I get, sick is the wrong word, but that's the closest approximation I can say. So basically, I just thought I would do this. I mean, it's what I used to do anyway for the kids in the dorm. And I just thought maybe this will cheer people up and create some positive atmosphere in here. Because, I mean, yes, it's selfish. I totally need it. But it just seems to me like you guys could use it too.
why not? Just our thumbs up and just for video games, our relationship is controlled because he likes it. Like this is positivity and let's all get along and mentally.
No, too many love things going on in this game already. I mean, we're only on episode 3. No, oh, and by the way, dude, she has a 4 in attractiveness. So,
Is that affected at all by her being dead?
no, you don't see like you don't see any weird gaunt zombie like look. She looks like she did in life, which is pretty hot.
Isn't obvious here. It's like the hitchhiker who.
Sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, well, and goes to the refrigerator and he starts taking stuff out and thinking, like this really bit. He writes down as they're working that he plans to bring it up today, this morning, when everybody was up. Basically, she just beat him to the punch and getting things started. Because yeah, it was going to be let's all have breakfast, air everything out, and stuff. But yeah, I feel like he didn't. Roy doesn't have anything in the clock. Like he didn't do this about this. So now there's like an added incentive. Yes, we should address this this morning. So like he's not waking everybody up, but.
Cool. So at this point, I'm sorry, man. If there's nothing further, then I will allow other characters to come in and start interacting.
No, yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of, I don't want to like phrase it like it's a trap, but it's kind of letting everyone find their own way into the kitchen before they, as everybody, okay, now you're all locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get locked the windows. Yeah, it's just helping out.
Yeah.
Something is happening, like I'll just move stuff around.
Sure. So, Cherry and Vandal, feel free to come in and start interacting.
Vandal comes in, takes a coffee, you start with the wind, you see something in it, so you just make yourself a cup. Sits down.
I'm just gonna put Becky over here because she's all.
Roy wiped it off. Don't worry about it. He was being a little tense as well. He actually like snapped his fingers, remembering, and then writes out a thing to Trina, basically explaining, hey, if you're moving about and doing stuff in the morning, take a stock on the banister. Just so that you know, just to be safe.
And she responds to that. She has started to pick this up, probably from you, and she just gives you the kind of thumbs up with the facial expression that you normally have when you give a thumbs up to people. It's kind of like an in joke. Yeah. So she motions to Sherry and Vandal. Hey guys, good morning. So there's toast and bacon and eggs, and I was going to make pancakes, but I sort of ran out of juice, and I can only manifest for like half an hour at a time. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna kind of put my feet up, as it were. And at that point, she becomes a little more transparent, and she stops being like upright with 2 feet on the ground, and she sort of just starts floating as though she's in a swimming pool. Well, she like no, she floats away from the fridge.
And just like hand off, takes the skillet kind of thing, and just takes over. Actually, I'm gonna step over that.
Sure. I'm sorry. I thought you said that you came down because of bacon and stuff. Okay. Well, I'm going to shorthand that you got dressed because I doubt you would just. Or maybe that's just your thing. Is like, no, it's.
Again, coffee. Dreams are supposed to be weird and culture. You don't really have one dream, you dream a bunch of different things throughout the night. Mine have been like dreams. nothing. Ever since we got together, ever since we started doing it, we've seen nothing come to me. I'm very much fighting survival in existence. It's not good for the way let's see. Last one? Okay. And you like kept on talking of those four, the emotional experiences, like, that was weird. I had like, those getting, look like a gene thing. It was messed up. Yeah. The night before that, something about like second time, I think. Um, I've just been trying to do the thing, dreams like a dream, to make paid or get on with the guy. Random, tired. Flat, and then completely like really blown away. Yeah, it's back from influence. There's like this new drug that's you can see not really drug that's like a designer, probably something funny. They're not, it doesn't, the people do it at campus, it doesn't like roll around and the party, and it looks like it puts them on like almost like they're doing some sort of a supernatural version of a really sharing insanity. You know, like you know the Russians like back in the day where the pilots basically rap like that. Not a good look at the food when they had this weird person in the back of the room. And one of the guys actually got his face when I saw him telling it. And look me like a shot of fire that was like fucking knocking around his own or a dance or something. And I was off my feet, maybe across the room. Not cool.
So just real quick, point of order. Yes, when Vandal saw the drug, he saw it in pill form, but also yes, when Cherry saw it, she saw it in syringe form. I didn't want either of you to get confused about your solo sessions and, misremember anything.
So Vandal was doing something. The guy telling me he had fucking pills. I was like,
I'm so sorry. No, that's not. God damn it, Mindy! That was unnecessary. Oh, and guys, give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
oh my god, earlier today, like, some community with the Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirt on, and the Badger song immediately got stuck in my head. And I'm not trying to understand what I was talking about.
Oh man. Oh wait, nothing. What did I miss? Just hold on a moment. I came back to Vandal was talking about the tar pretty much.
Well, you were talking about how the nightmares would be more intense and complete to the and that how just trying to not think about it too much.
But I'm back, by the way.
So everything's basically cooked for breakfast at this point.
Yeah.
And I go upstairs to get a phone, and on the way, check on Becky. I like her kind of like laying in bed or something.
Kendra?
Yeah, probably ignore and take them and type of phone real quick, and then the text to speech thing, and it says breakfast. Okay. Is there a thumbs up?
He was kind of like from him and she just gives a thumbs up like,
Yeah, he left it.
He gradually starts getting very slowly ready to come downstairs. Okay.
Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? By the way, that was one of the songs that Kevin suggested for the torture. Oh, I mean, that was up there.
I would love something as well. That would be that song is really and so happy and I can only have happy thoughts. I was making that song. Sounds exciting. That's the thing with that song, so that's a heavy portion of the song.
And when I have her, well, I know I'm gonna be remembering that time that guy took that drill to my knee. Yeah. Yeah, my game about ghosts and vampires took a weird turn. All right, so Becky is very begrudgingly going downstairs. Everybody due to breakfast smells and tasty treats. Everybody's difficulty for social roles are temporarily at -1 difficulty. So, did I miss anything while I was away, by the way? Did Cherry relate her experiences with the drug? Sorry. Thought that was... But yeah, now's as good a time as any, guys, to talk about whatever you want. Just throwing things out there. You can obviously talk about whatever, but you guys still don't know that much about Cherry, and she, conversely, doesn't know that much about you.
Vandals can kind of conversations with very similar to going to ask her, how her, where she saw it, what the situation was, blah, blah, blah. Vandals, just things, nodding, facial crime and stuff, but then like would stop just to say, hey, was that your cat? Was that your, and then like he snaps his fingers and points it away, like,
Right, I typed out imbuing in physically, and then typed out second sight question mark.
and then like, yeah, was that your remote? Like, have you dealt with anything supernatural before that? Like, could you, this was just hearing a bit more like, anything? Then ones at the end of the stage, like, oh,
Everybody nods as if completely understanding the viewpoint.
he looks like, this.
Right types out. Put you with friends now. And he shows up to Terry. And then he pushes back and gets up and goes to
Becky at the top of the stairs and up she shut down in like pants and messy ponytail.
Oh, he doesn't like, gesture her on or anything. He's just, okay, cool.
He got over before Trump is really the best word for it. Just wants to make it and kind of and obligatory non something like the table that doesn't kind of go to the table and just starts splitting up some food and pouring coffee and just back to the room, not really talking to anybody or engaging. Hazel completely misreads how she comes into the room. And turns on like face long face. Alright, I guess. Need a cigarette. So first coffee.
Right, so I get back and go to the milk was making coffee and stuff. And he's typed out. That's all eaten. And it's like an offer, but also like Rose kind of telling you that they were all eating.
You should do this probably too, Rick.
Yeah, like, well, yeah. Like, if they had a voice, it would be in that, like, parental, like, hey, we're all going to do this. And, like, including her as part of it.
Oh, man. Central Board Game Night is so
Because I'm part.
she dodges the fact that she's like a cigarette after them. And pops herself over at the table after she had walked around past her and she put pieces of friends. Whether that likes it or not. She's such a good
I mean, it really doesn't matter for, like, the dogs are all on top of that. They're on the entire thing.
all of my stuff in the room. It's still the same thing.
No, they are still dogs. And now they are all crowding the gate. Hemming her in on all sides.
She goes to the bathroom
Okay. So, motions to everybody. It seems like the other conversations are slowing down, or have reached sort of a natural segue point. And it's like Katrina's still there, it's just floating.
Basically, yeah, she's just sort of floating around.
Like, doesn't like
No, she hasn't finished.
So, looking like back to Katrina both to kind of draw the other's attention back to her and to get her attention. He pipes out. Tell them what you told me.
Guys?
Hello?
Did I?
Hey, did we lose everybody? No. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell them what you told me.
Oh, I am so sorry, man. That was my bad. So you're asking me to tell the group what?
Yeah, that's it. Like, what should I talk about with them about, hey, you know,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Hey, you have the floor.
She kind of gives you this look, like really nervous, but
You just kind of look back like that silent, like you can do this, I guess.
look, there's no easy way to say this. You guys, particularly you, Becky, suffered because of me, and I'm never going to be able to live that down. And then you took me in, which I don't know anybody who would have done that. Look, the least I can do, and it's not a lot as a dead person, but the least I can do is try to make your lives a little easier in what little ways that I can. Doing for you guys the kinds of things I did for the kids in the dorms. So here's breakfast. Um, I can make this every morning. If you guys need anything, if there's anything that I can do, I want to help in whatever small way that I can, because I think I'm kind of a heavy believer in karma, the things that I've seen and experienced over the last 5 years. So, whatever way I can contribute positively, I want to do that. And I want to help you guys. It feels like the right thing to do. It feels like this is the reason I'm here right now, is to help you guys. Also, yeah. So that's it. If you guys have any questions or whatever, I'm here, just sort of always floating around. And she does this awkward smile and is finding it very hard to make eye contact with anyone.
You're right. He picks up the conversation. And he says, Katrina's here to help out, be part of the team, part of the family. Because we are a family. We're part of family. We support each other here. And to support each other, we need to be open about everything. Things that are bothering us, things that are a problem, tensions. We need to address these things so that they don't fester. Because while we all, in some way, have friends or family, people outside of this group, there are very few other people, many, who know the sort of life that we do, know the things that we've gone through, and can be a part of that. So, Katrina was too nice to explain it.
When she hears you like start to go towards the too nice to explain it thing, she does that shake her head thing, like very subtly thing. She's trying to get you to stop while you're ahead. Yep. Which, that is his choice. That is absolutely his choice. Because just because Katrina tries to go like doesn't mean he has to, or doesn't even mean that he even picks up on it necessarily. So okay.
plays out that the ghosts are affected by emotions done here, and that tension is something that is affecting her, and that it's kind of affecting everybody to one degree or another, whether you're aware of it or not. And we're just kind of fortunate enough to kind of have a very full line living with us now with our emotional tension. And so we should address it. Of course, it can be very awkward to bring it up, and so that's certainly the step that feels most comfortable doing. Roy has no problem confronting this stuff with everybody. So enjoy the food, for sure. Part of this practice is also for all of us to talk about things that are bothering us, the concerns we have with each other, and there are a couple of ground rules. The first is that if whether or not there even is anything that's bothering you about someone else here, we start this off by letting that go. So if somebody has done something that you're not okay with, we'll start by forgiving that and address it, because that puts us all on a common ground that we can start talking about. And then he says, and I'll start to get things up. And he looks to Vandal and checks out. You went nuts back at college. You had like a rage, or you lost control there. And I saw some of that again this morning when you were waking up. There was some kind of anger or rage. It's in you here, and it has led to the. He actually pauses for a second, trying to find a better word, and shrugs and types out death of someone who was very close to Becky. Phil, I was working in Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Phil, I mean, that one chick, what's her name? I think you feel what's her name. No, yeah, in that rage, Phil destroyed Chelsea. And so that can be something that we should address, because on the one hand, we could look at that as you could address, but on the other hand, we kind of took that choice. And that's something that at least should be brought up out in the open and talked about. Emily turns it to Becky and says, you just lost someone again. The reason we came here was to prevent that sort of thing from happening again, and you now had this kind of unforeseen second loss. So while you seem fairly sad in finding ways to not confront this stuff, I'm not going to let you do that. Because ultimately we're going to be better for it if we take this stuff out and this is in one way or another, all of us have something that we're running from, or we're trying to get away from. We're running from this really, and we have an opportunity here at this breakfast to stop running and to start the process of confronting, of taking care of these things, whether it's interpersonal care or if it's about cleaning up the points, right? Those are points.
Yes.
Cleaning up the points, or finding out who's behind these things, or whatever it is. We have the opportunity here to do that, and I think we should. So, you can't. It types it out, puts out the next word, and then actually does air quotes while it's saying it. I've said my piece. And we said, yeah, Roy, like, never gets tired of it. Like, almost at the we said, so, I want to open it up for any of you guys, for anything you want to say. This is, you are absolutely safe to say it here, because that's the rule of this conversation. So that's sort of the in-character stuff. Out of character with that?
Out of or no, in character still. Roy's hands and fingers kind of tense up, and you got to do that thing where you shake him out after typing a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I was going to say is, I'm not actually sure any of the stuff, the Randall's thing, or any of these other things are reflected by things like arrangements. But with that sort of amount of addressing it, I'm wondering if I can use ease as the edge to kind of suppress everybody's, I guess, own mental states, try to make this process a little bit smoother.
Not with Vandal.
Okay.
And I can't say any more without spoilers, unfortunately. You could try. You know what? Try.
It doesn't like I'm going to target effort. It suppresses all the just as a blanket effect. So like if it wouldn't work, we could still use it. It just wouldn't.
Okay, so basic. Do you want to role play the you try to use it, and then you are confused when it does not work? Oh man, that is a that's the highlight of my day. Left Jay speechless. Roy is. See, this is what I want to know about ease. Like, does Roy have a sense that it works somehow without any indicator from the person he's using it on?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
Roy was going to think like a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can throw it out on top of everything. Like it doesn't land on them. It doesn't land on them. It's whether or not he threw it so that it would work.
Yeah, Vandal somehow phases through the blanket like Shadowcat while everyone else is covered. But yeah, if you want to, I actually probably fumbled how this was handled, and I apologize for that. I should have thought more about that before I answered. If you want to go ahead and use ease, just as a blanket for everyone. Wait a minute. Does it work that way? Does ease target, or does it have a group effect?
So it's good for 3 consecutive rounds for somebody, but that seems like probably enough to have hit everybody with it. And it's not. I don't think it's only one person per scene. I think it's that you can only use it on somebody.
Well, it should say in Roy's edges, right? Okay. Must speak for at least 3 consecutive turns and can do nothing else. Make a resisted roll. You roll manipulation plus mercy, difficulty 6. the subject's player or the storyteller rolls a number of dice equal to the target's primary virtue. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to say that it's gonna be targeted because, yeah, you talked for a while there, and I would even say you talked 3 consecutive turns worth, but there's 3 people here, so you'd have to talk the equivalent of like 9 consecutive turns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems like that was probably long enough to do 3 consecutive turns per person.
You addressed Becky and Vandal, and they were both there. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to. Oh my god. No, go pee, and then I while you're doing that, I can figure this out. I mean, they were both there, and it doesn't say it can only affect one person at a time. All right, Jay, make a manipulation mercy diff 6. Are you going to risk conviction on it?
Mercy. No. Yeah, I'm not going to risk conviction, but it should be difficulty 5.
Yes, because of the thing. Okay. Becky's roll will be difficulty 6 because while she is slightly feeling better from having breakfast, she's still suffering from the whole Vandal thing. So yeah, your difficulty will be 5, her difficulty will be 6, and Dan's difficulty will be... although, actually, that's an interesting... because you're trying to do something beneficial for Becky, so would her difficulty actually be higher, and would Vandal's actually be higher? Oh, god damn it, dude. Oh, this is wrinkling my brain. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Becky has been resistant to kind of all of this, so like she probably has difficulty finding. She is, I mean, whether she knows it or not, she's sort of actively resisting. But like Vandal hasn't, whether or not you intend to, like Vandal hasn't been played resistant.
Yeah. So okay. No. Becky's resisted roll, resisting the ease, is going to be diff 5 for her because she's resisting so much now, and Vandal's is going to be difficulty 7 because he's in a pretty good place, relatively speaking, emotionally right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And did you make your roll already?
I did.
Okay.
And the amount that they're rolling is their primary virtue plus 1 die if they, for each other virtue that they have above, I think 5 of it, which I don't think is either.
Right. So Becky would roll Becky would roll 4 and with a difficulty of 5.
Right, so Becky would be rolling
No, a vision check.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no secondary thing, and you can't risk conviction to resist this.
Right.
Because it's beneficial. It can roll. It literally says like.
Yeah. No, it won't, Dan. So it looks like Roy just barely edges out Becky.
Oh man, that's like the best one. I could never fall in my life. Every time I go. Oh my god.
So it's the presence for range.
Yeah, but her derangement is like hysteria.
Right.
Her being in a
Yeah, exactly. How far that is going to be up to her. Basically, like, full role playing to take all back on it.
sure, but so far as I know, she can still choose to be in a snit. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So for the rest of this,
yeah. So Dan, now you roll your virtue difficulty 7. Yes.
and for me, what is that? That's I'm going to get a lot of words.
Okay.
So then if Vandal has any arrangements that would still suppress, there's
Hang on.
What is it?
No, it's interesting. I don't think we ever really went over his derangements, but we'll figure it out. Anywho, so that has happened. So
But the last part of the whole thing was like open the floor then to anybody else.
right.
Actually, she asked Roy, what are you running from? You're so eager to start this off. All you've done is tell us how we should feel the decisions we should make. What is it that you're running from then?
So Roy, I mean, check out again. Important. Check out. But he is, I mean, he answers honestly. He answers that while he was in the hospital and in recovery, and he went through a dark phase as well. But what got him out of it was Randall needed to be taken care of, and Becky needed somebody. Becky needed a place that she could come home to, and there needed to be there needed to be some sort of solid ground for people to land on, with everything kind of having been tossed up in the air after the events in Williamsville. And he stepped up to do that, partially because he could, but also partially because Roy has people here. He has Hank and his wife and son. And Randall has people here, and Roy is, Roy lost his mother years ago, and so while there certainly was a lot of this being wanting to be able to provide, there was also a fear of losing not just the people that Roy could have already had. Certainly there's a fear. There are larger things going on, and what if these things come back on Hank and his family? What if it brings down the business and the work that they're doing? But really, when he sat down and thought about it, it was about he was afraid that if he didn't do something, one, he would lose this completely. If you guys are the only ones who would get this life him. And ultimately, Roy doesn't want to be alone again with all this stuff. And doesn't think that you guys do either. And so somebody had to speak first. So he did. So if what he's running from losing all of you guys, he's losing the family again, and having to see you all lose your family. But like Bryant is, and I mean, is like eye to eye with Becky, straight back, answering directly, and leaves it open, not directly asking or saying, "Okay, your turn," but making that clear. That's how it opens back up. He said history.
Probably literally with Roy.
I mean, come on, you can cover the construction.
Yeah, because I'm the other guy anymore, so what else is supposed to do? I'm not sure well enough to start that. But she's sorry. Oh man, I know. Fun silence. They were going to like look back and forth between them and think back in this like stunned silence in the building, kind of like lightning bolts from between their eyes as the chance to like happen. And he says, Roy, and I get that. They're not, my estate, they're not running from anything, they're running to us. Well, I was out trying to latch on to anything that you can with anything that you've gone through. It's hard to remember that you've suffered just as much as I have. I just, I don't know. I don't know. But you know, I, hold on.
Plans on the station.
I completely forgot I was making an espresso.
Vandals, paper.
I do want to point out, guys, around about this. This seems like a good time to do it. Obviously, you don't have to do this, but Sherry is in the dark about a lot of the stuff you guys are talking about. Like, she was obviously there when Chelsea was destroyed. She gets why she get what. Yeah, she gets what Roy is talking about there. She gets what Vandal is talking about when he says, "You're right, I fucked that up." But she doesn't understand, like, to my knowledge, she has no idea why Roy is mute. And yeah, um, yeah. So you don't have to do it now, but it is something to bear in mind. You don't have to do it ever, but it is something to bear in mind. It would be, yeah, it would be cool if you sort of filled Cherry in on some things. And because we didn't get an audio recording of season one, it'd be cool to sort of do a brief recap for our eventual audience. How you? No, you decided to take a shower in the middle of the game, Dan? Really? Yeah, it's fine, man. But I will take actually this moment because it seems like soonish Becky might want to try to say something, and she's trying to think of what to say. Right now, I need to take a bathroom break, and it's like about the halfway mark. Let's all take one. Let's all take a 5. Okay. Yeah, man, what is with you today? I mean, I don't want to like put your laundry out there, but do you have like a UTI or something? What is going on with you tonight? Like airplane where you can't physically get the liquid into your mouth? Gotcha. You thirsty bitch. All right, take 5, everyone. Phew. I actually had a mighty thirst earlier myself. I drank 2 20-ounce bottles of water. It's 16.9, so about 32, 33 ounces. No, 34, closer to 34. But yeah, man, I never thought much of it, but staying hydrated is really the way to go, and it helps solve a lot of problems. It solved a lot of problems I was having. Anyway. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yas Queen. How bad do you eat?
produce and vegetables, fruit smoothies, just like total, I want to and just start turning out. It's zero cents. Now, and height, and all of a sudden, energetic. I'm saying, Alan, better than nothing.
Mm.
Sorry. Eating strawberries.
There we go. My body is fine.
You poor thing.
You know, like in the future, after the apocalypse, like the only food that survives is stuff like 75% of liberty.
The compressed sauce.
Exactly. Everyone is just like going to acid fat. Or it's just turned into the overnight.
You know, I'd be willing to forego every other Kryptonian power if I could just get the photosynthesis. Yeah. No, we were talking about eating habits. Well, Superman doesn't technically need to eat. Who doesn't? Yeah. But Superman doesn't technically need to eat so long as he, like gets a certain amount of sunlight. Yeah. That too. Yeah. Yeah.
Superman is damn near technically a prince.
Oh. Anyway, are we all back? Right, it's not back yet. All right, cool. Okay, so when we left off, Roy had just mic drop in front of Becky, and then Vandal had tried to step in, like, hey man, I get it, but he kind of lost himself a little bit, if I interpreted that correctly.
Exactly. He just kind of stumbled over his words, and then he just kind of like, and I went back.
All right, go ahead and pick up from there, whoever.
So, after a little bit, Roy turns to Sherry and is typing again, and he explains how that they all had a similar and dissimilar experience there first. They were born, and
By the way, I can't believe you guys are going to make the non-verbal tell the story. That's true, but you're sitting there and letting him do it, is what I'm saying. You of the functioning vocal cords.
Okay. Yeah, so he explains how they all had both similar and dissimilar in viewing. He talked about that they were jury members who all had jury duty for this kid, Robin King, who was up for murder. And that's they heard all this evidence and were kind of making deliberations and had made this decision not to, basically not to condemn it. They kind of all, not a second chance so much, because it's not major of us, but they had kind of come to this consensus of innocence. That this kid was innocent, but almost more than this. The way Will remembers it is that they all had this consensus of I'm personally not going to condemn this kid, and kind of send him to the gas chamber, so to speak. And from there was this goblin attack, for lack of a better term. Yeah, I mean, it's like what these little creatures that came out and started killing. I wasn't working for kind of a fuzzy memory, but
No, they killed people.
So they killed, I think, like they killed Robin's mom.
They did not kill Robin's mom.
No.
They
killed somebody.
They killed the people who testified as character witnesses against Robin.
That's what it was. They kind of went after. Those that
Oh, and
were against.
the prosecuting attorney as well.
And that they met these other hunters who happened to be on the hunt at the same time, or they probably would have joined as well. And so there was kind of a saving moment there, and then we all got together and found a way to try to control the situation, or not on top, and not to be victims, to be the ones who stepped up and took care of the situation. And that, again, the way that I remember it, they had opportunities, they had ways to get out and to escape, but they didn't. Those to face this life or death situation, and he's looked back on that over the past 2 months, certainly, recovering, but the past year plus that they've been together. Because the fact that is a similar point of time, because when they eventually found Robin King again, there was and found out what had happened, that he had kind of accidentally started all this. Like he had felt those people by like unwittingly summoning these things that then enacted his
Subconscious desire.
Yeah, his subconscious. And they found that, I mean, he was guilty of doing this. If you look at it by the outcome, and that, again, they decided to spare him. He was always kind of proud of that, giving this kid a second chance. And now he's, studying to unlock his powers and hopefully be a force for good if we're able to do some good out of that situation. So you tell that story, and then kind of what's up so far to see if anybody picked up. Like, Roy's a little bit just talking to sell the space, and then everybody else maybe got a chance to pipe up. Like if there's a conversation going on, you're more likely to step in.
Then that's at this point, and he's like, yeah, and there was an activated empire, and then there was some not crazy, but some Native American werewolf, angry about the burial grounds, and building too, and then I think Dominic showed up, and kidnapped her, and he did voice cracks, and they were stopping those, and even if, well, let's get a letter, these first step in, together, then we can start patching this together. And they looked at that and the first step of that is hiring someone to drive and the whole together. And it was hard. It was hard. I know I wasn't there. Really, but I felt, even if I wasn't conscious, I felt some change from it. That was the thing. And I understand if you don't want to forgive me. I made friends with Katrina. I wouldn't hold against you if you kept 10 feet away from me for the rest of my life. From, how it was, looks back at that. But I'm so sorry for taking a friend away from you. And I'm going to do everything I can to figure out what's wrong with me so I can stop this. The fact that Randall had gone on about at least we're all here together, even before he started to apologize and that looked at, I think a large part of that he had pretty much resigned herself to like, well, on my own now because you guys can't trust me. And after all this, like seeing Randall crashing and all, and everybody's still be here for that. And I think really kind of gets to her. So she was going to Randall. She wasn't Kelsey was pretty much already last. You could tell in the way she was acting, the defensiveness, the possessing people, that wasn't who my friend was. And I don't know if given time she would have come back or not. I don't know. And we won't know. But she seemed at least happy at the end, and that's more than I could have ever done for her. So, thank you for apologizing. Thank you for doing what I probably wouldn't have been able to bring myself to do. And let's work on figuring out what's going on with you because I can't lose any more friends.
At that point, okay.
Yeah, there's two balls watch. I mean, you just nods.
Yeah, it was pretty speechless too.
God, oh man, I just got that. It's fucking, you dick, Jamie. I couldn't figure out why Dan was laughing. And I'm like, what? This is a really touching moment. Oh, son of a bitch. By the way, can we take this moment of levity to just really lay bare the differences between Jamie's storytelling and Dan's story, or rather, really Roy's storytelling and Vandal's storytelling. It's like, when I looked in that kid's eyes, I knew that though he might be technically guilty, there was good in his soul, and it was worth preserving. And from there, we had a bunch more supernatural, violent adventures. And Vandal's just like, yeah, like crazy wizard kid, jacking off vampire, pissed off Injun werewolves, zombies. And then Roy starred in a snuff film, and that brings us to here. And now you're caught up. Oh, for fuck's sake, that doesn't tell her anything. Okay, so so part one, I guess, of your group's
actually pretty good.
has been revealed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's fine. So this is us. If they're crying. I think most of the normal dogs are like probably pushing food off and actually sleep on. Um, yeah, right, I think that's certainly your life is your own, and if you want to do it's up to you, but while you're here, you're part of the family, and as much as you want to be. Your problems are ours, and kind of our problems are yours, which is less of an offer, but yeah, well, I guess that's common goals. It's common, I don't want to say story traits, because that's not character, but there's a commonality here. This is kind of more family than anything like a professional hunting group or something.
Yeah, because when they hunt, there is nothing professional about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's sort of wrestling. Welcome to the
I feel like Awareness ever just has like having alcohol and sober breakfast and they just like eat MREs and attack attackers like me.
You could always try asking them. I should point out, by the way, that when the three of you were kind of getting the third degree, that was mostly Paul. Barry just kind of had this sad look on his face, and he assumed that everything that had gone wrong on your adventure, like he really took, he felt that was his fault, that he hadn't properly prepared you guys, and his whole support of benching you was more for your own safety. No, he's a judge. But he's just a nice guy. No. No, well, I mean, yes, but like that character trait is not exclusive to martyrs. So, anyway, by the way, Melody and Sato and what's her name, Sandra, were not present at the time. So just bear that in mind. So do you guys have anything else you would like to discuss with each other?
I'm not really able to make decipherable words, but you know, and sometimes when I get one of the right quicker, some over the one when they got turned around. And if she'd come right around, I don't know, and they're like, yeah, my friend looked for that, so she goes was like, freaking like, welcome to the boat, like, farm grass, like, for a student, I guess, like, that's what it does. So I can bring the farm grass and like, all right, you're in. And skip the rest of this right on.
Okay. So if there's nothing further, then a few minutes pass, some dishes are being done, and then, right, how'd you know? No, Cherry's cell phone goes off, and it's a text from Derek saying, hey, what's up? What do you need to talk about? Sounded urgent.
Okay, what can you tell me about that new
A minute or two goes by, and then he says, "Can I call?" Okay. So oh, she goes outside. Okay. All right. So Derek calls you. And the first thing he says is, "Look, you need to just forget about that stuff, okay? Like, don't even worry about it. Clearly, you're not into it, and I think you should just not go anywhere near it, okay?" Like what? What do you need to know? Told you saw it, you Teddy. You were there at the party that night. Teddy's my guy. Dude, I don't go that far up the chain, man. I'm not a drug dealer. Teddy is. I'm just a customer. I mean, like I know Teddy, but you want me to just ask him who his supplier is? That's a good way to like get yourself shot, right? It's called Kiss, and it's fucking amazing, man. Like I don't know, I've never heard of anybody having a trip as bad as you have. I've never heard of anybody having a bad trip on it. But I mean, for me, it's just like you feel. You sure you want to hear this? I mean, I don't want to give you the wrong impression of me. He dejectedly sighs when you say we're kind of past that point because like he kind of infers what that means. Um, he says you just feel it's kind of like the feeling you feel when you get your first kiss, which is, I assume, how it gets his name. You feel confident, you feel alert, you feel energetic. You just everything is heightened and amped up. I mean, your heartbeat picks up a little bit, but not like to dangerous levels or anything. And you just feel like you can fucking take on the world. I mean, kind of like the rush you get from cocaine, but not like, oh, I'm gonna fucking punch through a brick wall kind of confidence. No, it's just like, you know, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing is it lasts for like ever. If you get the concentrated shit like Teddy has, man, shit lasts a month. If you get the pills, like, maybe it'll last you like a week or so, depending on how many you take. And obviously the pills are cheaper and the stuff that goes in the syringe, usually only like business guys can afford that shit. And they do it, they helps them in the boardroom meeting or on the squash court or shit like that. Teddy was telling me like all his white collar customers, get the syringe and shit. All the party kids get the pills, you know, and apparently business is booming. That's all I know. Look, I could talk to Teddy, okay? But I'd have to talk to him, and you can't be there because he does not trust you at all. Like, he, he's not like gonna come after you or anything. Don't worry about that. I talked him down. He's not pissed at you. Just, you know, you've pulled that fire alarm, you kind of fucked things up. So, and you reacted so badly back there when everyone was shooting up. Like, if you're anywhere near him, man, he's gonna get totally suspicious. So, like, I gotta be the one to talk to him. Let's say that over the phone, there will be like maybe an increased difficulty. Maybe it kind of depends. What are you wanting to? How exactly are you going to manipulate him? Well, what would you? I mean, like, what would you say to him exactly to get him to loosen up? And also, are you trying to get him to go back on his stipulation of you can't come, or? You're fine. I mean, by all means, try. I'm not going to stop you from trying. I just need to know, like, what exactly you're going to say to him, and then I will, roll that around in my head, and then we can make a roll. Would you? I don't know. Would you? Okay, never mind. You're fine. You're fine. So he says he would be willing to talk to Teddy, but Teddy can't see you there. So he then also says, like, I don't want to go alone. I mean, like, he's gonna be weirded out if he sees you, but like, was kind of hoping you'd be nearby, like in the getaway car or whatever, or like be close by if shit goes south. You can come in with that gun. Look, I just close by, like in case things go bad. Like, I don't think Teddy's gonna, Teddy and me are boys, so I don't think he's gonna go off on me. But you never know with drug dealers. That that'd be awesome. All right. So usually I meet up with Teddy around 6:30. Can you be there? And he gives you an address and a time to pick him up. All right, cool. So I'll call you about an hour beforehand. All right. And he clicks off. You absolutely could have. Yeah, we are. Did you just? I just real quick. Did you just want to like do a generic kind of like come on, dude, and then try to roll the manipulation from there? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, I think Dave Grimes was kind of pushing for like go ahead and role play the thing, and then he can figure out, oh, okay, then the way that was role played, this would be.
Yeah. Like I was telling Dan earlier, and I might have said this to the group, but if I have, I apologize. I'll just reiterate it. As the storyteller, it's not really my job to solve your problems for you. It's my job to solve your solutions. So just come up with whatever you would do in that scenario, and tell me, and then I will figure out how to make it work within the mechanics of the game.
When Chad gets back and sits down, Vandel's going to ask her what it was. I mean, not like you. Just like that. Not yet. That's the casual business. That Vandal read here saying right up.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, because, I mean, like, oh shit, we're in the case.
No, why doesn't Vandal have ears? I was like, hang on. I specifically remember taking Roy's voice box away. I don't remember the fight where Vandal got his ears cut off. Dan, you can hear us, right?
Basically asking for breakdown.
Dan, do you know like the goal of what you want, and then maybe we can do the math, backwards?
Basically, to express interest is all about like going out and anything he can to be involved in this situation. He doesn't even do the situation because he has to take like
So you just want to go with her? Well, why don't you? I mean, if I may, I think it would be extremely keeping in with Vandal's personality to simply have him blurt out, "I'm going with."
Once you start talking gradually, that's like one back the rest of his coffee and then starts having questions and he's like, where are we going?
No, it's the morning time, so I mean he'll call you at like 5:30, or yeah, he'll call you around 5. So you guys have several hours to prepare here.
When you turn around, you mind at the time where you can talk to it. It was exactly how they were successful when I was there. Alone. Maybe all of us there going together and making the exclusive information on the people online at the time. And if we're going to kill, we will be here doing what you're doing with more information on how to, reach out now.
So Dan, only because I don't know anybody, we haven't really established any NPCs aside from Rhino and Johnny Sykes. I'm going to go ahead and say you have a pretty good idea of where Rhino would be right about now, this time of day. Like he'd be at his job, whatever that job is. And you wouldn't really have a solid bead on where Johnny would be because he was never really that friend. He was just the kind of guy who was at all the same parties that your circle of friends was at.
No, that's cool. Then it's the one from the first one. Big, we're probably just going to look in a warehouse somewhere.
Okay.
Kind of feel like a good answer, stuff around office for people. So, I don't have, well, everybody, we're all good with up to first, so everybody, get your shit together. On the case. This is so hard.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you guys have time to shower if you so choose.
Yeah, I mean, like, a couple.
Yeah, Roy's packing.
Yeah, he's got like a couple of gear bags. Throwing them in the car and getting everything. Yeah, he's got
Pick up these accounts and back and taking something to the aircraft to use in this case. That's like a hobo. And then, go back to the car. As usual, after it, other jacket, or t-shirt, he's got his food and his switchblade with him. Not looking for trouble, but ready for it.
Right, considers the dog, and considers the ghost. Checks to make sure the thing's gonna be cool there.
Oh yeah, sure. Like when should I feed them?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Yeah, he. Debating whether or not to bring them.
Vandal, like, looks at him and adds some struggling to his character, like, looks at the dogs and, like, not this time, man, but, I'm not doing the hot rod voice.
Why not?
It's a problem, but it's not. Yeah, have you guys, have I even shown you guys a picture of it at all?
Oh boy.
If you go to my Facebook page, I think I said that.
Dan, no, I've got the fucking thing saved locally. Give me a second. I'll upload it to the Skype chat. Have you guys seen my hot rod? Here, go to my Facebook page. Hang on, I haven't. Yeah, they just went to the thing. There it is. The old hearse. Oh, fuck you. That's a picture of it, but that's not a good picture of it. Imagine, guys, imagine like a crow, but blacker. Imagine if Roy fell into a vat of black paint while smiling. and his eyes were open. I'm terrible. Okay. Okay, so you guys are heading to Rhinos then. Okay, that's cool. That's fairly simple. Hey man, talk to Dan, all right? I didn't fucking Johnny Sykes. Which oh come on. Um Yeah, his name is Ryan O'Connor. Yeah, it was kind of, and he's a big dude, so it's just he was like, get it? Oh, and also he was born with a gigantic horn sticking out of his forehead. Exactly. Um, because of course. Okay, so basically you guys head out to Little Five Points. And you come to a sort of hipster clothing boutique called the Clothing Warehouse. You weren't specific, motherfucker. Yeah. The Clothing Warehouse is literally a place in Little Five Points, Atlanta. Yeah, and because I typed Clothing Warehouse into Google, and, you know, or I typed warehouse near Little Five Points, Atlanta, and they spat back Clothing Warehouse. So that's where we're going. Yeah. And I just sort of picture Rhino as Russell from the Gorillas, only, you know, live action instead of a cartoon. Uh, so he's furiously typing for a image. Yep. um, anyway, it doesn't matter. We don't need. Just imagine what a drummer named Rhino probably looks like in your minds, and then we'll shatter that illusion once we come up with an actual image for him. So you arrive at the Clothing Warehouse. You park in the parking lot. Currently, Rhino is just, you know, putting some. Sure, you are. Rhino is like putting some clothes away. You can see him through the glass front door. And Rhino says, "Oh, hey, what's going on, man?" Yeah, you know, it's been a while, dude. Haven't seen you in a long time, and that was kind of a weird way to say howdy. I didn't want to fucking just like I didn't want to say you get out of the car, you tie your shoes, and you know. Well, you guys can come with, or you can stay behind in the car. It's completely up to you, obviously.
Randall replies to Rhino and says, yeah, actually, hold on just a second. And he turns around, like, out the window, like, waves to the car, like, hey, come in. Yeah. Often drives your life. The acquisition is on, and your present needs to be but yep, Randall waves to everybody and the food afternoon and Randall says, yes, this was Randall just kind of says, like, yeah, man, feels like anything. But, I mean, yeah, I'm back now, and yeah, I may have been, like, kind of so super funny, but no joke, I'm concerned about what's happening with the neighborhood. Like, what's this? Yep,
What are you talking about, man?
yeah, and I'm like, kind of like stops and looks around. Yeah, it's like, step outside and smoke.
He looks at his boss and he's like, Tracy, can I have a minute here with my buddy? And Tracy nods yes. So he accompanies you outside.
Okay. And then I'll kind of like leave you, like, once it's outside, be like a little bit off to the side of the he says, like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, John is coming to the party. Like, that's, it was fucking weird, man.
Why? It's just a party drug, man. Like everybody's on them. It's like Molly or X or even fucking mushrooms, depending on what you're into. It's not.
Then, was like shaking his head and when he was talking, he's like, no, and I don't remember being, I mean, people were weird. Like, even when people were showed up to the party with the hats, like, that, people wouldn't do like that.
Like what?
Not life. It's just fun, man. Like, you're still like, you know, people have to do it themselves. How long have you run around with how long have you really people?
Dude, I've seen people on every drug there is, man. I've seen you drunk more than I can fucking count. Like, and I've seen people on ecstasy. They, trip all over themselves and they can't stop touching everything. I've seen people on mushrooms. They can't stop talking about the colors and the conspiracy theories. And like, what I've seen people on cocaine and talking about shitty band names and how they're gonna make it, and be this CEO or this rock god or whatever. I see people on Kiss. I just see confident people, man, who are just happy. They're just Jones, and they don't fucking go crazy. They don't bust chairs over other people's heads. They don't start sobbing out of nowhere. Man, they're amped. They're on. They may be a little bit more, DTF, but, besides that, there's just, I've never met anybody on Kiss who did anything really fucked up. That's all I'm saying. And what? No, go ahead.
And it's just, yes, exactly. Like, go around here, pick something to like, just a little bit of change. Like a little bit. People, like, get wasted and get high a little too. Nothing like that, like, like,
Dude, I'm confused. Like, You're worried about people on drugs because, drugs make people act stupid. But now you're pissed off because people are taking a drug that makes them act not stupid.
And it's like, no, look, people, it's just weird to me. Of all the things that we've seen people do in the craziest of movies, they do things that make you look at all the crazy colors. Like they do put things that you get, like, wild and super energetic. They get groups so they can stumble around and just try and fucking catharsis for them. Like this stuff, they think it's so they can feel this lower feeling. That's not weird for you.
So when you were gone for like 3 years, that was you not sleeping off a bender, but having a catharsis.
Randall's face was doing away. What do you mean?
Dude, like, don't fuck around, man. Like, that was a weird fucking time, with. And, like, I didn't say anything, and nobody else said anything. Like, Missy didn't say anything, but because of what happened to Molly and everything, but you took off, dude. And fuck, man, we thought you were dead, like, more than once. And we didn't hear from you for fucking ever until about a year ago. All of a sudden you're on jury duty or something, and like after that you need Missy to give you a ride from the hospital, and you won't say exactly how it was you came to be there, and like you were just gone, and then you came back and you acted like nothing had happened. Dude, I don't even know what to say to you. I got to get back to work, man. Look, if you want to get together later tonight or something, and like smoke a bowl and just talk shit out, I get it, but I worry about you, man. I really do. And bro, I say this because, we're brothers. Like, if you don't fix something soon, me and Missy are going to be the only ones left who worry about you. And then Rhino walks back into the shop and resumes working.
And I'm just staring after him, flabbergasted. He eventually fishes his pack of smokes out of his jacket. It's not. And starts walking back towards the car.
We're getting back a little bit. Vandal. He puts on his phone and kind of behind Vandal and goes to Becky and Jerry. And it just says 3 years question mark.
Hey, what time is it in game? It's probably about, let's call it noon. Okay, resume talking.
Vandal just gets in the car, starts to turns up the music and just show like
It's a really good thing, and he just shows that same message to Vandal. 3 years?
Vandal looks at the phone, looks at Roy and shrugs and that's what's confused with Roy, man. Like, hey, so I don't know if I got out of this place. And now that I can think about it, I'll check my shit out. So I guess we just gotta follow Jones maybe. Just, well, so we're check Arena. We text just asking her if she knows anything about a drug going on called CIS, and if she doesn't, if she can, honestly, like, take a full research note, like, keep an eye out, or if you find anything, you know.
Okay. Vandal, you get a tingling on the back hairs of your neck, just as a just as a postal truck goes by. You can't. No, I already rolled it for you. That's how. Yeah. I mean, I apologize. Sometimes, guys, I have to make these rolls for you because otherwise I'll be okay. Imagine like if I said, "Hey, roll perception awareness," and then you didn't succeed. Well, you already know, huh?
It's like if you, it's like if you entered a room in D&D and the DM was like, hey, roll a hot check. Like, okay, you don't see anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, Kendra, thank you. It is actually a FedEx truck, not a USPS truck.
Okay.
I don't know. Ask everyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's have all that works for the truck that's like through the beginning of the block before
It's noon. It's lunch rush hour. Give me Dex Drive, difficulty 8.
Alright, well, essence is important, so we just look.
You successfully managed to keep up with the FedEx truck.
And just as a note, like, that doesn't automatically take you
Okay.
Like, you can't do that.
Okay. You the FedEx truck pulls up. Guys, take a 5 real quick. Oh shit, we're actually getting close to the end there. Never mind. Don't take a 5. You guys,
So we're keeping up with it?
yeah, you're keeping up with it.
I think it's
Okay, you've got it. Well, I'll provide you the license plate number later. You the FedEx truck parks in front of, and it leads you to like this office building with a roundabout in front of the entrance. You know, and you can tell like that's where cars are meant to pull up, like especially deliveries or whatnot. So the guy gets out, and he takes a package to the front door,
Okay,
which
like, gonna go find a hand out and something's, something's
okay. So you don't get out or anything?
not yet.
Okay. The guy goes in. A few minutes go by. The guy comes back out without the package that he brought in, and then he gets back into the FedEx truck, and you, as he drives away, the feeling sort of stays here, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to describe the FedEx driver doing his job, so.
I'm so well. Okay, yes, yeah. And he stops and he ties his shoe. He pulls out a stick of gum. Those were things that I had to say in order to, like, all right, what happens next? I had to gather my thoughts, and I had to. There was a roundabout in front of the entrance. That's sort of like meant for. It's the, oh, it's one of those big corporate office buildings. Thank you. It's like, yeah, it's got like 5 floors, and it's got one of those things where you have to, like, either flash a badge or someone on the inside has to let you in.
So, and then kind of like things start and things like, and like, goes around, you can see that it's the evidences. Yeah, no, sorry for the name, I was something to say, the back down, yeah, you said, like, getting someone to just say, on my understanding, it's like a playground. Like, on your end, what's on it? Probably things up. Alright, but did anyone mention any? Did anyone else mention that any message? So, random looks at the building. It's nothing to do with it. Business money is not. This is where business happens. I guess the business here is being put to good. Look like this to water, come back around after we check that up here in woods.
Yeah, but I can, if at your discretion, I can fast forward in time. You know,
What the building is, what's the company?
while you're doing that,
Yeah, I mean, I take notes.
slow internet. Talk about something else real quick. Kendra, I sent you a private message.
That's what I said. So I just said packages.
Rye's eyes roll so hard they fall into the tank.
Damn it! Now he's speechless and blind. No. Oh, mm, uh, damn it! I don't know what. I don't know what. It says you're away. Are you away? Okay. Well, go to Facebook Messenger real quick, and I'll send you the message there. I don't know if that's why. I don't know what's going on. All I know is yeah. I will say this: it might be a good time for you guys to talk about your plan once you get to Teddy's place. Kendra, I sent you a message on Facebook.
Is he hit?
Well, all squares are rectangles.
Yeah. Is he a grizzly or a okay.
Cut to 20 minutes later where Vandal is dressed as Becky. And he's just like, hey, big boy. Uh, so your Google search result comes back, and this is a yeah, okay. This building is owned by Atlanta Chemical. And when you say that, well, Becky's ears perk up. Yeah.
My dad owns. This is my family. Super. Okay, maybe you should have that it's moving like and like someone who like was interested in getting distribution like the floor manager or the shift supervisor, probably not. But I mean,
Oh, I think he's talking about yeah.
Referring to someone who wants to. Just in general.
Hang on. And Becky has 2 dots in Streetwise, so she won't make the mistake of saying like, "Do we need 8?"
Okay, Father, so that do those various plans.
Yeah, we're around. I mean, we can see this building.
Yeah. So what you could do is roll up to Derek, tell him, "Hey, you're gonna tell Teddy that Becky here, or if she decides to use an alias, is interested in getting involved in the game." Then yeah, Derek might go for that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll fast forward. You meet Derek at the rendezvous spot, and you explain like, "Hey, I'm railroading just a wee tiny bit here because we're running short on time." And you explain like, "Hey, Kendra, do you want Becky to use an alias for this, or does it matter?" Raquel. Nice. So you're gonna take Raquel here and tell Teddy that she's interested in getting in on the ground floor, so to speak. So Derek, thinks that over and says, "Yeah, man. I mean, like," he looks at Becky and he says, "You totally seem like the kind of chick he'd be into." Yeah. So, hey, not for nothing, but are you armed? Like, I trust Teddy, but he's also a dealer, and like I only trust him so much, Like, so do you have a taser or anything, or maybe pepper spray? Um, blah, blah, blah. So Cherry's definitely there explaining the whole thing. And
I just sort of assume like they all can't just roll up.
well, you and Vandal stay in the car, and Derek kind of sees you, and he's like, yeah, he's like, he does say to Cherry, "Hey, you're not planning on like hurting Teddy, are you? I mean, like, I'm asking if you're armed and everything in case he does something fucked up, but like, he's not a bad guy. You're not gonna like roll him, are you?" Cool. So now I'm gonna have a bunch of backup. This is awesome. All right. So Derek says like, "All right, so I'll take Raquel here, in, and we'll talk to Teddy, and you guys hang back. And if shit goes south, we'll text you. I've already got like an emergency message queued up right here to go to Cherry's phone. So if shit goes south, I'll hit the button, and you guys will get the message, and you'll come up to apartment 3B. All right." Yeah.
Roy texts Becky to call him and leave the line.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like a poor man's throat mic. Yeah.
And then, or you
Okay. So I gotta change the map real quick. You go. Yeah. You had the fucking. We're all here. This is the outside of Teddy's apartment. Yes, Aladdin, the outside looking in. You're terrible. What were you making? Uh, what was I'm looking at. Oh, god damn it! No, I just remembered like when he was all, like him and Jasmine had the exact opposite problem. Like he was tired of being on the outside looking in. She was tired of being on the inside looking out, and that's just, I just, you're a. I did because I know you and you love Disney. That might have subconsciously affected my. Okay. So, you know what? We don't have, we're not going to have time to get into a thing here, but let's just real quick. You guys, Derek and Becky roll up to apartment 3B. Derek knocks, and in a few seconds, Teddy opens the door, and yeah, okay. So basically, because Becky's second sight is kind of on all the time, um, like she knows there's something off about this guy. But maybe it was because it was dark outside. Maybe it was because people were talking and kind of we were all like focused on the plan and whatever. Um, Now that she's got a better look at Derek, she notices that he also registers as something somewhat off. So, yeah. So Teddy comes out and he says, "What's going on, man? Derek, what's up? What's up? Oh, hi. Who are you?" Sure, man.
in that text message to leave the line open.
Mm-hmm.
He also gave her like a panic word. But,
God. What the fuck, man? Like, did you read the journal I put out on Teddy? Like, he's got like a freezer full of ice planets. This food is problematic. It's from Firefly. Just don't even damn girl don't even know how to eat an ice planet. I'm disappointed in all of you. So disappointed. There's gonna be some obscure ass reference that I missed that you guys are gonna fucking ride me for. Shut up. And it's problematic. Okay. All right. So Teddy is like, "Hey," at Raquel, and he's like, "And you are?" Yeah. Give me a. I know. No, I know you did. I know you did. It's manipulation. I want to say subterfuge. Yeah, roll manipulation subterfuge difficulty 6. Oh, by the way, having left Vandal's side, it's like your entire body has breathed this big but temporary sigh of relief. So yeah, it's difficulty 6 now. Which is 6, yes. But in your character sheet, I'm sure it's got the things. You have 3 manipulation and 3 subterfuge according to the character sheet. You know, if you type when you bring up the yeah.
Okay, I was looking at my spells and stuff. Looking at all the things. I guess I could have just come here and open them. I have no wound penalty. I have no special price penalties because Vandal's not in the realm. I can talk about that.
By the way, if Vandal catches you like applying watermelon cherry lip gloss or whatever, well, I guess I'll have to roll like a perception. 2 successes. Yeah, he's into you. Oh snap. So he invites the 2 of you in, and he's like, Derek, you running low, man? And he starts pouring drinks, by the way. He starts pouring like shots of tequila. Yeah, because he's like that. Yeah. He asks Derek if he's running low. He's like, yeah, man. You know, but why don't we do these shots real quick, and then we'll talk about that. And my girl Raquel here has she's also interested. He's like, for show. I'm all about helping people have new experiences, man. And he hands you a shot, and like, you know, he gets out his salt shaker and his lime, and you guys do the. I assume Becky takes a shot, or does she try to do that like thing where she throws it over her shoulder, hoping he won't notice? Jesus. I was like, yeah, you were really vague on that. So like, yeah, Becky just like slides it up her ass. Oh my god. So Derek, Derek says, yeah, man, looking to get like a month's supply. This week's paycheck was pretty good, so, and I'm hoping to get a new job pretty soon. And Teddy's like, tight. And check it out, Raquel. For you, first hits on me. And he pulls out like a little baggie with a few red pills in it. And he says, all right, so check this out. This is what I call like a smooch, right? This will get you high for, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of this shit, girl, but this shit lasts forever. This one little pill lasts like about 5 days, right? But this, and he like pulls out from his other pocket, like a vial of dark liquid. He's like, this is the real shit. This is first kiss. This lasts 1 month, no joke. And you will feel just like you've, like, better than you've felt in forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't be all like sloshy or slurring your words. You won't feel all tweaked out or anything. You just feel the best you can feel. It's like you're being high on life, man. And you can do anything. You can see better. You can hear better. It's like, this is like all the best parts of ecstasy and HGH all rolled into one, man. And, you know, because you're Derek's friend and everything, I can get you a free sample.
Like any of those compiles. I basically want to play the hand like what's the come down right, like the top. Within the part the part.
Streetwise, yeah. Manipulation. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't want to. Streetwise Wits would hamstring you. And give it a difficulty 6. Mm-hmm.
You can go now. It's the progress something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have as that person so I didn't even picture her doing like the whole little shoulder shrug and like thinking about yeah, no, but I mean she started her business and like all these things in like her head. Like I'm done with you, but like I'm not gonna get a month's worth of high, you know.
Oh, no. Like, here's the thing. Look, everybody thinks this is gonna. Everybody, he laughs. Teddy laughs. Everybody thinks they're gonna end up. Everybody thinks they're gonna end up on like the fucking moons of Jupiter or something, man. But no, this you are. That's the beauty of it. You're high, but you're clear-headed the whole time. I mean, I don't know who makes this shit, man, but they fucking struck gold. So the come down is gradual, and you get hungry. You get really hungry, which I will admit is a little odd, but you don't, your skin doesn't start itching or anything, and you don't feel manic, and you're not gonna be busting open your neighbor's door to rob him of his TV just to afford your next hit. I mean, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie there. The syringe is $100 a vial, and the pills are 30 a go. But I mean, it's the come down is safe, is what I'm trying to say. And the reason I'm willing to give you a free sample, and the reason why I give everybody a free sample, well, most of the time I just give them the pill as the sample, but I like you, so I'm going to give you the syringe. But all my business is repeat customers, man. I mean, I've only been like slinging this shit for like a few months, and I've almost saved up enough to move out of this fucking shithole, man. You're gonna see me in the places with the really good swimming pools. You know what I mean? And like you just get this really the impression of this guy like the kind of things he values are pretty stupid. Like he's like the really good swimming pool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
One of them infinity pools and shit.
Yeah.
But not with my
But yeah, he's offering that to you. In fact, and he like reaches into a cabinet and he pulls out like a little like medical kit and he starts pulling. Yes. And in the medical kit, like there's a syringe, and he's like, "Why don't we all, you know, why don't we all take a trip to the moons of Jupiter?" And like he winks at you when he says that, and you'll see what I mean.
Is there any way for me to gauge, like, if I try to press to do the business talk before the drugs, is he gonna, like, sit back? Is this, like, one of those, gauntlet situations, or is this, like...
Do a perception empathy difficulty 6.
This is training brand.
Yeah, if you okay, so you get the feeling that like he what he's really trying to do, he's doing the salesman thing, and he digs you, but um his whole thing is he's just like trying to make another sale, and you probably could like pass up on this because he doesn't seem like a really pushy kind of guy. He seems just really kind of friendly and laid back, douchey to be sure, but not like aggressive or anything. So you get the feeling like you could, if you finagled your words and actions just right, you could probably get him to. You could probably wrap him around your little finger if you made the right rolls, which is going to be. I'm going to say there's no seduction ability. I'm going to say manipulation subterfuge.
Is Derek,
Derek's actually all about like taking the shot.
Well, I thought a and it's so it's played as if it's someone texting like to remind her to use protection. So like it's kind of like that. Why not? You know what I mean? So you could take it in a different way. You could put your own spin on it that would kind of work for the cover. And addresses her.
I don't think I've ever had a kid in the car.
Okay, so what does the text say?
Oh, it says, like I remember to use protection.
Hold on a minute. I turned the top one right out, and like I was smacking on the nose.
Oh my god.
And then I didn't use that, and then I decided to found a rocket scientist. There was an instant that it was not right.
You'll get what I mean. There's something here that
You mean that disappointed in Miss March? Like, yeah.
I know everyone's pretty good tonight, and I don't like to match, but I'm definitely looking on this business. It sounds like it's good one for everybody, and I want to piece it out.
Okay, that's good. Roll manipulation subterfuge, difficulty 6.
I think I might need to do it this one anyway.
You mean a willpower?
What?
Willpower.
Sit down first, and then
Oh yeah. So he sees like the flirtatiousness and everything, and he, you know, the tequila is kind of helping things along. And he just, like, you can tell he's not overly aggressive, but like he's one of those dealers who maybe isn't necessarily the most confident dude in the world. And so he is picking up what you're putting down, like, quickly. Like, he's got that puppy dog love thing going on. He's like, hey, but he's trying to be all smooth about it and totally failing. To your mind. He's like, yeah, hey, you know what? If you want, I can put you in touch with my guy. You know, they're always looking for more help, man. They're always trying to expand. You know, that's what they're telling me. And it's kind of high turnover because, you know, they take care of their people, man. Like, you know, like the pay is good, and I might, you know, I don't want to do this forever, you know. So, but after a few more months going the way I've been going, I can get the fuck out of here, you know, and you can probably do whatever you want to do, go wherever you want to go, you know, party with whoever you want to party with. Like, apparently that tequila hit him a little bit harder than he thought. He's like, yeah, man, I can introduce you to my boy, if you're interested in meeting him.
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, we just started, man. And then, so, I'm trying to think of.
So she makes it clear, like, you guys, you know, don't let me stand.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he breaks out his works, and he loads one up for himself and one up for Derek, and then the third syringe goes empty. Derek shoots, Teddy shoots, and where you just saw that they registered as kind of wrong, you couldn't really see why. As the substance travels up their veins, you just see like a blackness spread through their body, like up their arms and into the rest of them. And like as their hearts beat, like that pulse quickens, you know, and the blackness travels like faster and faster, you know. Then you look into their eyes and they like get real wide. They're like, oh yeah, that is the shit. And as their eyes widen, their irises expand all the way out. So there's no like cornea left. It's just all this reddish, this dark reddish color. And that's both Teddy and Derek. It's the best. And like Teddy like does this thing where he sort of jogs in place for a while. He's like, man, fucking everybody's into this shit, man. Like party kids, CEOs, and fucking Wall Street. You know, not Wall Street, but you know what I'm saying. Like that's like 3-piece suit wearing motherfuckers, man. Oh, and bodybuilders, man. You wouldn't believe how much of this shit I sell to bodybuilders, man. And it's not like a steroid either, you know, like because I can tell you firsthand, like there's no shrinkage if you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I take that screenshot of his phone and then crop the picture down and send the pixel message to Becky as the picture of the camera. Interesting. I can kind of focus on her phone, and she's kind of idly gonna keep it out and fidget with it, not actively like, what is that? But like just kind of like handling it. Just nothing more to kind of trying to distract him, but actually she's gonna put her camera on here. Which I'm pretty sure I can do when I think I can take pictures on my phone. But I'm thinking like, I do this simultaneously, I never tried. So I'm talking to Penny, like she's going on about like America upstairs. I'm like, what the fuck even is it? Is it like heroin derivative? Is it an opiate? Like she's kind of like picking at like what is the origin of this substance? What the fuck is that? I'll bring it to you.
All right. Between you and me, like, I mean, normally I never sell like what I'm you know, not sure about. Like I need to know what's in the ecstasy. I need to know what's in the PCP. I need to know what's in the crystal, right? Like, yeah. Apparently, this shit comes from a pharmaceutical company. This is like gonna be legal. This is gonna be sold over the counter in like, I don't know, 6 months to a year. And they're just doing field tests on it right now. And I mean, shit. I mean, get it while you can, because like once they start selling this shit over the counter, you know, they're gonna jack the prices way up because that's just how big pharma works. Derek's like, heard that, man. But you know, it'll just be like Xanax or whatever. You know, you get someone who's got a prescription to it, and then you know, you just get them to sell you some. Roll a wits subterfuge to take that picture. Difficulty 6. To take that picture without him noticing. I mean, no. This technically you're embroiled within a subculture right now, but all right, you just got it. Yeah. Yeah, he does not notice you snap a picture of. I assume you took a picture of the what, like the pills, the vial. Well, he'd have vial that he got out for you, but you did not use. So, so there's that. And then you changing your mind, baby? Tequila. Were you? I thought maybe you were searching for the word tequila.
No, I
Oh, I missed that. I apologize. I got you.
Yeah, I felt that. But like, maybe later.
Yeah.
You can't expect them to see that way.
And he says like, "Yeah, girl, you know." And he hands you like, and this is a clean, never before, and it's like still wrapped in its plastic, so this is clean, never been used before. So you know, go home, go crazy. Hey, you know, I mean, I can be real gentlemanly. I mean, all right, what's the story with you two?
I don't know, so that's crazy.
Dope, dope.
So we were able to get in touch with your parents, and like your friend in the house of books, and you got a nice and books to go and start working on expense and share college and all that, right?
Well, believe it or not, I'm meeting with my guy tomorrow night, and you know, we're I'll drop off my earnings, you know, what he gets, and then he'll resupply me. You know what? I can bring you in, you know, say like, hey, this girl's really cool. She's in the know. And let me ask you something. This is what he's gonna ask you. You know a lot of people?
I mean, I don't know. Well, they don't necessarily mean.
Okay. Okay. But what I'm saying is like you think you could drum up a good customer base.
Well, what are you asking me if I can move from water?
Damn girl, you moving all kinds of things.
Well, that's general physically uncomfortable. You're going and I understand. I don't want to do that.
She seems disinterested in doing business with you tonight.
I don't want to just get more a double and one eyebrow off one thing and then the other eyebrow off.
No, roll dexterity. All right. Basically, he says, all right, like meet me here tomorrow night, around about this time, and then I'll take you to meet my guy. And look, just you know, what you got to remember is like tell him you got a good customer base. Tell him you know people who'd be interested in this, and it'll really help. Um, like we've got the little 5 points area covered, and they're looking to expand past that, right? They're looking to expand into other neighborhoods because the last 3 months, man, L5P been blowing up. But you know, they want to take it downtown. They want to take it out east and north and west and shit. So you know, if you can get into places where people live out there, you know, certainly my guy will have a use for you. Oh shit! Yeah, I've been looking to get into the college crowd, man. Like after the hipsters got into it, man. Yeah, it'd be fucking great. Oh, he he just goes by Bob. Bob the guy, man. Like you know, this shit. Just check it out. Like you didn't hear this from me, but like if this fucking pharmaceutical company gets caught, you know, like doing human trials, you know, without the FDA's approval. If they're like selling it on the street, man, and he does that like bomb falling out of the air, like whistle getting louder and louder, and he's yeah. Oh, and he absolutely does. and like you can just feel the douche like seep into your into the back of your hand skin. Ugh. Anyway. So you and Derek leave, and like once you get down to the lobby, he's like, "That was fucking great, man. Yeah, oh man, this is gonna be awesome." And then I assume you guys walk back to the car, and then I'll let you. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna just fast forward and say Cherry, says like, "Thanks for that. Now get lost. I'll call you later." And Derek is kind of like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Yeah, as happy as he is, he as high as he is, he's still pretty sad. But he kind of walks away with purpose. And that's odd because he sort of like drives away with purpose too. So all right, so I'm gonna leave it to you guys to like sort of wrap things up in the next 5 minutes.
The girl talked about like inside things, like, especially in that room, things that had the standing out in white room and small speech. Things not crazy, just really. Not crazy, just
all right, so you guys just want to like fast forward it back to you get back to Roy's place and you decide to crash for the night. Okay. One last thing before y'all go to bed. Katrina says to Roy in private, like, look, I didn't want them to know about my condition. I didn't want them to feel obligated to put on a happy face just for my benefit. That's all. That's the only reason I didn't want that out there.
Roy wakes up and type explains, you don't have to conceal against the world here. They are as we are.
She nods. And after you go to bed, she kind of knocks on Vandal's door. And like pokes like her lips through the door. And she whispers, "Can I come in?"
Vandal information.
Katrina floats to the door. And she says, what you were saying earlier, you really don't remember at all? Like, it's not, like a blackout drunk where you just sort of kind of get pictures of what you did. Like, you literally don't remember any part of coming back and what happened with Chelsea?
Vandal's like on the bed, like he was on his back and on his bed, sitting at the floor, and he just like, nope.
The last 2 nights, I don't really sleep that much, but even if I did, it'd be really hard to because, I'm a ghost. I can feel emotions. When you dream, I experience fear and anger and a deep, deep sadness. And she's starting to cry, actually. She's like, I want to help you. I I get this sense that you're going through something that you don't quite understand. And, you know, I don't understand it either, but I mean, the person that I'm talking to now wasn't the person that I saw back there in the dorm. And so if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. I I don't I don't know. I don't even know what it is we're dealing with, but look, I can't go in and, you know, fix your brain, but there might be something I can do to help. If there's some part of your brain that's locked off, I I was a pre-psych major when I was in school, and you know, we would talk about like repressed memories and stuff, and cognitive dissonance, and you know, dissociative identity disorder. It's possible, and I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I can go into your dreams. I can't affect them in any way, but I can watch and hear what happens. Do you want me to do that for you tonight? Okay, that is where we will leave off. All right, guys, great job. 3 XP to everybody. Yeah, and this is good. Next one will be more action heavy. We won't have to relearn the character. Jamie, I can't thank you enough for all your work on the character sheet, man. Yeah. 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 I think you all did really great tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you all had fun. Yeah. Uh, yeah. When you get a chance, like write some stuff down in your personal journals, what you observed, what you thought, etc. Mariah, please feel better. Um, if any of you guys, yeah, if any of you guys have any questions or concerns, hit me up whenever. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good night, everybody. Yep. Oh my God, I have to pee. People are still in this call.